My rich girlfriend found out my parents were poor, so she decided to break up with me. Now, her father works for me. As a bit of background, my family comes from a very humble background. My dad was a janitor at a school, while my mom cleaned houses to make money. We weren't the poorest, but we definitely weren't middle class either. My family tried everything to make sure I could make something of myself and taught me to work hard for the things I wanted. In high school, I started talking to this girl who was in my class. Let's say her name was Jenny. We were partners in class and quickly started to get along. We began to go out more and more. Every day, I even asked her to go for a walk with me, and we would walk together. I knew Jenny came from a wealthy family and lived practically in a mansion. Her father held a very high executive position at an electric company. Everything was fine until I met her family. Her father asked what my parents did for a living, and I saw their smiles fade. They realized my dad was a janitor and my mom cleaned houses. A few weeks after, Jenny started to become distant and broke up with me through a message. I later found out she had started seeing another boy from my school, who came from a wealthy family, and I was confronted with the reality. Could she really end our relationship just like that? She looked at me with a glance and said she couldn't be with me because she had found someone who was at her social level. My heart was broken. I wanted to cry but held back my tears and just left. Since my parents liked her a lot, I didn't want to tell them we had broken up and that it was because of our financial situation. It would have crushed their pride. Not being good at school, I went to trade school and became an electrician. To get by, I worked like crazy, saving to have income. While everyone was at college, I was working in the real world, staying focused. I used the pain from our breakup to work even harder, and after a few years, I managed to open my own business. However, owning a business started to pose problems after a few months, but my hard work eventually started to pay off. I even began to buy real estate with the money I earned and expand my company. It grew from when I started buying up all the once small competitors. I bought them when they didn't have much value yet. I then bought an electric company from a man who was soon to pass away. He thought I could save his company, and it was the only company still on the table. Buying it would make me the sole player in this field. I would have the monopoly. And it turned out that one of the men behind this company had a very familiar name. It was indeed Jenny's father. You can now check if there's a part 2 by clicking on share and more.